Okay, let's do the second example. We're comparing these two fractions. We're comparing 1/6 and 1/3. We have to have them make a common denominator. So let's skip count by 6. We have 6. Then what comes next? 12. Then 18. Then 24. Then 30. Okay, let's skip count by 3. We have 3, 6, 9, 12. And eventually we would get to 24. But remember, we're looking for least common multiple, meaning the multiple that they have in common, that's the least. So what would that be? 12. But what's another one? 6, right? They both have 6 in common, right? Okay. So do we have to change both of these fractions? No, we're only going to change 1/3. So 1/3 has a common denominator of 6. How do we go from 3 to 6? Multiply by 2, good. 1 times 2 is 2. So 1/6 has, and 1/3, 1/3 has an equal fraction of 2/6. So what fraction is greater? 1/6 or 2/6? 2/6. So we would say that 1/6 is less than 2/6 or 1/3. And they have a common denominator of 6. Okay? We'll do number 3 as one more practice. So we're going to find the least common multiple of 8 and 3 to find common denominator. Help me skip count by 8. We have 8, 16, good. 24. And then we have 32, right? Okay, if we're skip counting by 3, we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 18, 21, 24. So what's our least common multiple? Charlie? Oh, I did. Thank you. So our least common multiple is going to be 24. Okay. So 24. 24. How do we go from 8 to 24? What do we multiply by? 3. You could also look up here and go 8 times 1, 8 times 2, 8 times 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. So we have 9 24ths. How do we go from 3 to 24 over here? Times 8. 2 times 8 is 16. So we have 16 24ths. So we made them have a common denominator. What symbol would I put in this box? Greater than. Which fraction is greater? 9 24ths or 16 24ths? 16 24ths. So it'd be less than. So 9 24ths or 3/8 is less than 2/3. Okay? Questions on this page? Bridger?
On the last one, can we just use 1/2 as a benchmark, or do we still have to?
I want you to, because I want you to be able to just show me common denominator, okay? But I like how you use benchmark strategy too. All right, flip over to this page here. What we're doing is we're taking these 3 fractions and we're going to put them in order from least to greatest, okay? So it's the same kind of strategy. You have to find common denominator. So if I was to find common denominator, a number, multiple, that all of these numbers have in common, what would it be?
12.
Colton?
12.
It could be 12. What could be another number? Charlie? 6, because if I skip count by 3, 6, 9, or 2, 4, 6, they all have 6 in common. Remember, you always want to go with least common multiple. Okay? So let's make all of these fractions have a common denominator of 6. So we have 2/3 has a common denominator of 6. 1/2 has a common denominator of 6. Do I need to do anything to 2/6? No. Because it already has 6 as a denominator. So let's find our missing numbers. How do we go from 3 to 6?
Multiply by 2.
Good. So 2 times 2 is
4.
4. So that's our final fraction. How do we go from 2 to 6 here?
Multiply by 3.
Okay, so 1 times 3 gives us 3. So now these are our final fractions. We have 2/6, 4/6, and 3/6. We have to put them in order from least to greatest. So what was our smallest fraction, Jack?
The smallest is 2/6.
Okay.
Wait, aren't they already in order though?
2/6 is smallest. Then what comes next? 3/6, but we're not going to write 3/6. We need to write 1/2. And then what's the largest fraction?
Wait, wouldn't it be 2/3 then? 4/6, which is
2/3.
Wait, wouldn't the first one be 2/3, not 2/6? Oh, greatest to least.
Yeah, least to greatest. So the smallest numbers. So 2/6 is the smallest. Then 3/6, which is actually 1/2. And then 4/6, which is actually 2/3. Okay? Make sure that when you're writing your answer, that you're taking these fractions here and putting them on the line. Okay? But you have to find common denominator first. Any questions on this example that we did? Sophia?
So, is it going is it going backwards or?
It's going from least to greatest. So smallest to biggest.
So, isn't 2/6 the greatest? Because
If you had 2 of the 6 pieces shaded in, that is less than 3 of the 6 pieces. Okay? Remember, these are the equal fractions we found to help us put them in order. Jack?
Wait, how would you do the next one if they're equal?
Which one?
That.
Here?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this one together. We have to find common denominator first. What would be our common denominator we're going to do? 8, okay. And if you weren't sure if it was 8, I just know that 4 times 2 is 8, that works. And then 2 times 4 is 8, right? It's kind of like fact families, but if you weren't sure, you can go back and skip count and find least common multiple, okay? So we're going to change these two fractions to have a common denominator of 8. So we have 2/4 has a common denominator of 8. And then 1/2 has a common denominator of 8. We don't need to change this one. Why? Yeah, it's already 8. Okay. Okay. How do we go from 4 to 8?
Times 2.
Good. So 2 times 2 is 4. So we have 4/8. Good. How do we go from 2 to 8 here?
Times 4.
So times 4. So we have 4/8. So our 3 fractions that we have are 4/8, 4/8, and 3/8. Jack, what did you say about these two fractions?
They're the same.
They're the same. So what fraction would go first?
Either 3/8.
3/8 comes first. And then it doesn't matter. We can do 1/2. We can do 2/4. Or you can switch them because they are equal to the same thing. 1/2 is equal to 2/4. Okay? Super important about putting these fractions in order. The easiest way is to make them have common denominator. Questions, guys? Okay,